Hey guys, welcome back to #books. Today I'm going to be filming a book unhaul. So I've actually done a couple of unhauls recently, but I just always forget to film them and then it's time for me to take them to the bookstore, and so I think I've only actually filmed one of them, but I've been really trying to go through my books recently and kind of purge for a couple of reasons. A, I just don't think I need all of them. Most of these are either one of two things. I've read them and they were either okay, but I didn't love them, or I read them, I liked them at the time, but I just don't think I'm going to reread them, or they're books that were sitting on my shelf and I just don't really have any interest in getting to, at least right now. I recently did my bookshelf tour part 1, and when you're looking through all of your books, you really start to consider, do I want this or not? So I think that definitely kind of made me reevaluate a few of these. The second reason I'm really trying to go through my books is because I'm moving in a couple of months and there is absolutely no reason to move books that I don't want. So really trying to think about them, think about if I really want them. So there's not too many today. There's only about 15 or 20 today. I think it's about 20. So you might see another one come up. Hopefully this is interesting for you guys. I always like being a little snoopy and seeing what other people are getting rid of. Definitely let me know if you've read any of these and you think I should really keep them, but most of them I'm pretty sure I'm going to be getting rid of. So I hope you guys enjoy. First one is Dune by Carrie Corp and Lori Langdon. This is book 2 though in the Dune trilogy, because this is destined for Dune, and I don't know why I own book 2, but I don't own book 1. So I think I own them both on Kindle, so I'm gonna get rid of it because I only have book 2, and that's weird. The next one is Cruel Beauty by Rosamund Hodge. This is a YA kind of retelling fantasy of Beauty and the Beast, and I read this a few years ago and I really liked it, but it's not one that I loved, and I don't see any reason to necessarily keep it. I don't have the rest of the series. It's one that if I ever really want to reread, I can get from the library, and I just don't feel the need to have it. The next one is Can You Keep a Secret by Sophie Kinsella. I'm actually probably going to give this one to a friend because I have a friend who really likes Sophie Kinsella, and it's not that I don't like her, it's just not something I see myself getting to in the immediate future. And again, if I really want it, I can get it from the library or borrow it back from the friend I'm giving it to. So I've heard great things about Sophie Kinsella and I'm sure they're fantastic. I think I have read one of her books a long time ago, but again, it's not something I see myself getting to right now. So the next books are a series that I'm getting rid of, and I'm finally going to get rid of the Divergent trilogy by Veronica Roth. I've got all 3 of them I'm going to be getting rid of because I really loved reading the first 2. I loved Divergent and Insurgent, and then I think we all had interesting feelings on Allegiant. I did read it, and I really loved this trilogy, but I don't foresee myself rereading it, and I kept it for a long time because it did have some happy memories of reading it, but it takes up so much room. These things are fat, and like I said, I don't think I'm going to reread it. It's not one that I really think, especially with how the last book ended, that I would be interested in. I think we all know that. So I'm gonna get rid of it. Next are 2 books in the same kind of companion series, and that is I Want It That Way by Anna Guire and As Long As You Love Me by Anna Guire. These are, I think they're new adult or adult. I can't remember if they're in college or not. I'm pretty sure I read one of these. I don't remember which one I read because they kind of blend together, and I kept these for a long time because it sounds they're like something I would love. They're new adult. I'm pretty sure they're set in college, or if not, young adulthood, early adulthood. And I really love that the titles are based off Backstreet Boy songs, but I just haven't read them, and they've been on my shelf for probably 5 years now, 4 or 5 years, and if I want to read them, I can get them the Kindle version. I just don't see a reason to keep them, although I do really like the covers. I think they're really pretty, but someone else can enjoy them more than me. The next one's kind of along the same vein, and that's Deeper by Robin York. This one again is a new adult. I'm pretty sure the girl has kind of a really tortured past or had problems in her past, and it's kind of her becoming who she's supposed to be. But I kept keeping this. Again, like the other ones, I kept thinking, oh, that sounds like something I'll definitely read and pick up, but I just haven't. And I don't know why exactly. It had really good ratings, I'm pretty sure, at least decent ratings on Goodreads. So if you guys know anything about this book, let me know, and if you really think I should keep it, because this is one that I feel like it sounds interesting, but I've had it for so long, I just don't see a point in keeping it at this point. So the next section of books are mostly books that are historical romances that I got really cheap from like a library book sale, and I don't really need all of them. I'm keeping all of the ones that have interest or they're authors that I've heard amazing things about, but some of these, I'm not saying they're not good authors, I'm sure they are, but I just don't know anything about them. They're taking up extra room, and if I want to read them, I can always find them later, and I didn't pay very much for them, so I don't feel as guilty about getting rid of them. So the first one is Highland Night by Cindy Miles. I'm pretty sure this has to do with time travel, because I think it's like a modern girl goes to the Highlands. It sounds so cheesy and corny, and at first I'm like, oh, I'll definitely like pick that up one day, but I haven't, so it's gonna go. Next one is A Rake by Any Other Name by Mia Morrow. This is one, there's nothing wrong with this author. It could be amazing, but I just don't know anything about it or the author, so I'm gonna give it away. This one's Ella Quinn, It Started With a Kiss, I think is that what it says. I bought this one. I'm pretty sure I actually did buy this one from Target because it's got a Target sticker on it, but I'm pretty sure this is one of the ones I started reading and just couldn't get into. So it's kind of like if it wasn't sucking my attention in, I've got so many other books up there to read, might as well just give this one to someone else. Next one is Amanda Quick, Deception. This is an older historical romance, and I know Amanda Quick is a fantastic historical romance writer, and she also writes, I believe, as Jane Ann Krentz in like thrillers, like romantic thrillers. But the reason I'm getting rid of this one is because I have a feeling that this is part of a series that I need to pick up from the beginning, because reading the back, it just sounds really kind of like you get thrown into the middle of something, and so I'm gonna look this up first and see on Goodreads, but I feel like I need to find the first book. This is one of the ones I got from the library book sale, so I need to actually look up like which one to read first for this, but I definitely want to pick up an Amanda Quick. I just don't know if it'll be this one first. The next one is a little bit newer of a book, and this is Lisa Byrne, The Laird Takes a Bride, and this is one that I bought, I believe it was last summer when I was really into like Highlander. I read a couple of really amazing Highlander books, and this one I tried reading. I think I got probably like a quarter of the way through it, and I just didn't love it. It wasn't clicking with me. I wasn't thrilled with the characters, which is surprising because I've heard a couple of other people, I think a couple of the podcasts I listened to, they had mentioned this one and said it was really good, but I don't know if it was my mood or just me personally. I didn't love it, and there are too many, like I said, too many other books out there to keep one that I wasn't clicking with. I probably will jot this title down if I ever have like the need for another Highlander book. Maybe I'll look it up again, but I don't need it right now. Okay, the next one is Game Board of the Gods by Rochelle Mead. This is Rochelle Mead's, one of her adult kind of like paranormal series. Rochelle Mead obviously wrote the Vampire Academy series and what's it called? The Bloodline series, which I love. They're one of my absolute favorite series. But I bought this one because a friend of mine really, really likes Rochelle Mead and she liked the series, but I just never got to it. I've had it for a couple of years and I'm not sure if she finished the series or not. So again, I don't see myself getting to it. It's been sitting there for a couple of years and it can go. And the last two are two paranormal romances, which I believe I did read a while back, like maybe 4 years ago, and that's Cressley Cole, Shadow Claim. Don't remember a single thing about this, but I'm pretty sure I did read it. And the next one was Gina Showalter, The Darkest Whisper, which is part of her Lords of the Underworld. The thing is, I kind of want to pick up a paranormal series. Either, I know Gina Showalter writes a bunch, Cressley Cole has a lot, that huge series, which I can't remember the name of, but I really want to pick up the series from the beginning because I felt like I was really, I don't remember too much, but I remember feeling like I was kind of not getting the whole picture if you don't read it from the beginning. So I'm gonna get rid of these. I've already read them. I don't think I'm gonna read them again, and I wanna find the first book in the series. I think it'll make a lot more sense if I do. So those are all the books that I'm getting rid of right now. The only other series that I might end up getting rid of, I'm currently trying to decide, is I have the After series by Anna Todd. And if you've seen those books, I didn't pull them out because they're actually kind of like stacked precariously, but they're really fat. They're like, each book is like this big. So they're taking up a lot of room. And that's one of those series that I flew through one summer. I read, I think it was 2 years ago, I read all of them, and they in like a couple of weeks, and I remember enjoying them. I remember by like the third book I was like, can we just get on with this already? But they're one of those series I don't foresee myself rereading, but I've spent so much money on those books because they weren't super cheap, that I haven't gotten rid of them yet. So they might go. I'm currently trying to decide, but I don't know if I'm going to reread them because they're so long. So they might go as well. Let me know if you guys, like I said, if you have any of these that you think I should definitely keep. If it's one of the ones I said I hadn't read. If I've already read it, it's going. But definitely let me know what your opinions are. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and please like and subscribe if you would like to, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.